Hey guys, so I finally George's. He is a Calathea Freddie. I had absolutely no idea until I decided to look up root rot. And when I looked up pictures of root rot, surprisingly, the plant showed up in Google Images. And when I clicked on it, I found out some people are complaining that it's such a finicky plant and it's easy to overwater the plant and it requires a lot of care. So this plant, it moves actually with the sun, and I had no idea about that because all the plants that I've had in the past, they kind of are stationary. Green onions do not move. um, Mint doesn't move. Basil doesn't move according to the sun. But if you look in the description, you will actually see that there's a time lapse video of the plant kind of moving around. And when I was taking care of the plant, I saw the plant, the leaves droop lower or higher, and I thought that, hey, it must not be doing so well. That's the reason why I put it out in the sunlight. Then it got burned a little. I brought it in, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe it's too hot outside. Let me give it more water. And long story short, it's really taken a toll on this plant. I don't know if it's gonna recover, but this plant, I had no idea can require a lot of maintenance. They say that tap water can be harmful to the plant, so to use distilled water on it. Also, you have to I have an idea of the humidity levels because sometimes the plant might not like it if the humidity levels are off. So some people get a humidifier for this plant. And yeah, I had no idea it required like specialized care for this. I'm so used to just put it in sunlight or put it in direct sunlight, water it, and everything will be okay. So the other three plants I have here are perfectly fine. This plant, not so much. So some people were saying that, yeah, these are very high maintenance plants, and if you have to only, for some people, you only use distilled water. Yeah, yeah. So it seems that I have to buy distilled water for this plant to see if I'm doing uh, if I'm not being harmful in terms of the water. But even though I do that, I'm not too sure about humidity levels as well because I don't have a humidity gauge here. I do have a humidifier, but I don't know how I feel about having a humidifier running just for one plant. And I feel like this is like plant abuse or something. And Clinton is meowing at me because he sees that I just started the stream. And yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah. That's my little update about this plant. I don't know if it's going to make it, but I did follow your suggestions, Paul, and I did cut off the dead growth. You can see that there is like one shoot over there, one green shoot. I don't know if you guys can see it. One green shoot over there. And that's my sign of hope. Actually, wait, hold up a second. Uh-oh, this one just fell. There's two green shoots. Maybe that's the second one over there. But I know there's at least one. Yeah, that kind of looks like one, or if it's cut. I can't tell, but you see it? It looks like two over there. So I'm holding up hope for this thing, even though it looks like it's really on its last leg. Yeah, I feel so terrible about it. I had no idea. So I I didn't know that this plant leaves move, so it took me by surprise, and I thought something was wrong with the plant because I would wake up and the plant would look drastically different from the night before, and that's why I put it outside. I thought, oh, something must be wrong with the plant. It must not be okay. But yeah, so I thought, okay, maybe it's not having enough sunlight. And because I couldn't identify this plant, right? I could not identify this plant at all. I looked up common house plants. I didn't see it on the list. Um, I just thought standard water and sunlight. Okay, too much sunlight. Let's bring it back in. And yeah, these plants you're not supposed to put in sunlight because they basically burn in the sun. And when I had it outside, it didn't burn that badly, but for the last at least I feel like 2 days, I've had it indoors and it's just rapidly deteriorated. Yeah, yeah, I know it's bad when it's like area right there. One little area. So we'll see how it goes. We will see. But I learned a really good lesson from this. Really, really good lesson. Um, try and figure out what exact plant this is first. If I ever take in another plant and do care instructions based on that. And Clinton is meowing because he knows I'm streaming right now, and he doesn't do this stuff until I start turning on the camera, and then he's like, wow, wow, wow. Come on, Clinton. Clinton, do you want food? I have food for you right there. Clinton, there's food. Clinton, there's so much food here. Here, here. You see there's food right there. Usually he begs me for food, but there's so much food there. I don't know if you can't see it. Why is the plant yellow? Because it's dying. Yeah, hold up. Yeah, it's the new green. So I learned a very good lesson today about this plant. And if any of you guys have a similar looking plant, just be careful with it. That's the best recommendation I can give you. Don't just instinctively put it out in the sun like I always do. Like I always think, okay, maybe if it's yellowing, it needs more sunlight. But yeah, this plant does not want sunlight. It wants indirect sunlight, and it actually likes humidity, which I have no idea what the humidity levels here are. Absolutely no idea. How about putting in a Ziploc bag and placing it outside again? It's humid today. Oh, yeah, it's raining too. I don't know how tomorrow's gonna be though. I'm kind of worried because of how New York weather is that it's just gonna go straight to burn. Because some days the sun seems kind of nice, but then other days it's like super bright. That's why I only have one plant outside. One plant. And if you can see it, that guy looks super happy out there. I don't know if, you probably can't see it. That one plant out there looks super happy. It's having like the time of its life out in the rain. I have no idea what plant that is, but that's a super happy plant out there. Yeah, so I this is actually the worst. All the little love that I gave it and well wishes did not seem to make it go any better. And I feel bad because I think it wasn't too bad, but I misinterpreted the leaves going up and down. Like I would see it up, right? And then I would see it go down. And I'm thinking, what's wrong with the plant? Like, how come something's off about it? And yeah. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, okay. This fire escape, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's super rickety. It is rickety beyond rickety. And I feel kind of bad when I go out and one wrong step I could just crash of some sort. I don't feel safe going out in the fire escape. So that plant that's outside, I'm happy that it's pretty happy. It looks like it doesn't really need me around. And yeah, that plant gets rarely watered. That plant probably gets watered once a week or so. So, Paul, what do you think about Giovanni's suggestion, putting hydrogen peroxide on the plant? I heard that some people say that hydrogen peroxide, if you dilute it, it does provide oxygen to the plant. However, I'm not too familiar with plants, and I don't know if the hydrogen peroxide would just cause it to burn. I don't know if it would make a difference. I don't even know if I'd put in too much water at this point. Because I just repotted this thing today. No. Oh, that's pretty smart. Place the plant in the bathroom. Hydrogen peroxide and water. So you would dilute it. Giovanni recommended 50%. 50% hydrogen peroxide, 50% water. I'm kind of worried though because I don't really want to water the plant again today. I felt the soil and it's pretty moist. I mean, it's a nice moist. It's a really like comfortable moist. It's not like overtly watered moist. Because I have hydrogen peroxide right here next. Oh. Yeah, I think, oh, antibiotic when you don't need it. Yeah, I think the concern is root rot because I know some of you guys said there was root rot. And I saw that there were some roots that looked okay, like some nice white roots, but there were some roots that definitely could look like root rot. Root rot. Yeah, so I think if I had to do that, I have to take it out of the pot, right? And then put the hydrogen peroxide on it. I don't really want to stress out the plant even more right now. That's a lot of repotting. But then part of me also wants to just shake out all the soil in between just because I'm like, hey, spread out your roots. I have new soil inside of it. Like it's nice and comfortable here. You can stretch out your arms, little plant. I could just submerge it. So just dunk the plant in. It's yellow because the plant's dying, and I'm trying to make it all better. It's not completely dead yet. There's like a little bit of green over there, so I have like a small chance of hope. Yeah, I'm not gonna water it for a while. I'm gonna let it just sit in indirect sunlight. Hopefully, it absorbs some stuff in the soil, and it's okay. I know I had quite a bit of shock from yesterday and today, and yeah, I hope it's okay though. Oh wow, washed all the roots. Uh, yeah, Giovanni, I think I'm gonna wait a bit because right now the soil's moist. No, no. My YouTube got minimized, so yeah. I like the rain. I really like the rain a lot. I wish I could put this plant outside to get the rainwater. That was my hope for this plant. I was thinking to maybe if I keep it outside, it would just kind of self-sustain itself outside, but it can't handle the sun. It really can't. Oh, and then also I found out that this plant is sensitive to synthetic fertilizers, so they say watch out on that. If you put you can actually burn the plant easily. So not only do I have to worry about humidity levels, type of water to use, fertilizer to use, it's just like, ugh, so much work, so much work. It's a pretty plant though, it really is, but I don't know that, you know, in the event that this plant passes away, if I would want to get another plant that's the same kind of plant, since it requires a lot more maintenance than the other plants around the house. And this plant is actually the plant that I harvest and eat. Yeah, my green onions are very happy. I've been harvesting them, just cutting them, and then it grows back. So I like it a lot. I like this plant so much. And I'm kind of surprised. This one in particular, I had it growing inside of that plastic thing, and that self-watering thing that people were saying, all you have to do is you just get like a wet wipe or a kitty butt wipe or baby wipe or makeup remover, and you just clean it, and then you make a hole in the cap, and I use water, and then you put the soil in, and then you put the plant, and you just fill the water in this area, you see over here, and then the water goes up the cloth and hydrates the soil, and it worked really, really well. I was so surprised, but I had to remove it because the roots were growing so long that I figured, hey, this is the time for me to repot it into this, and I repotted it, and it seems like everybody is fine. And it's really handy if I want to regrow it from scraps. So these are green onions / scallions. A number of them, so it's really nice to have. I kind of want to have more, but then part of me is worried about overcrowding the roots. Cut out all the dry leaves. I already cut out a bunch, but it looks like it's getting more and more dry. I don't want to cause too much damage to it. Oh, do you hear that? That's blackberry. Yeah. Growing herbs is nice and easy. It really is. I used to have a rosemary plant in Hawaii, and I liked it. It was so, I didn't even water that thing after a while. It's kind of maintained itself. But I don't know. The only herbs that I really use is green onions. Rosemary, I use it so infrequently that I just feel like the only plant I probably have is just a green onion for herbs. I don't really use basil. I don't want to grow a chili pepper in here, even though it'd be kind of nice. I did grow chili peppers back in Hawaii. Thai chilies, oh my god, they were so hot. They were so hot that I planted them and I didn't want to harvest them because they burned my tongue off. I did not get the parts for the dryer yet, so I can't give you an update on that. You hear her? She does these weird meows. I can't figure it out. But anyway, I got to finish cooking dinner, so I will talk to you guys later. I just wanted to give you a little update about the plant. I wish it looked a little better, but I think it looks, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's a slow process. Who knows? Maybe in like 2 to 3 weeks, be very, very, dead, or it would be, and maybe you'll make a rebound. Who knows? Oh my goodness, blackberry. This is weird. She's singing the song of her people. Such a weird meow.